Vanakkam, Namaste, and blessings to everyone. This is the Sky Priestess. I'll get straight to the matter. I am kind of concerned when I see all these full moon write-ups flying about, and they have been over the past few days. And really, I think that quite a lot of us are missing one of the biggest alignments that are taking place in the skies right now, namely Jupiter squaring the North Node and the South Node. Jupiter is in Scorpio. The North Node is in Leo, the South Node is in Aquarius. Now, I've been checking ephemeris since the 1900s, and we haven't had this alignment. As far as I can tell, if someone has found something different, let me know. But the closest that I found is Jupiter in Scorpio squaring the North Node in Aquarius in 1970. So really, this is a very unique opportunity for us to really get down and deep with Scorpio in ways that allow us to go into the shadow, into the parts of ourselves which we deny, which we ignore, the uncomfortable aspects of our psyche that we don't necessarily want to take into account. This is where we actually dig into not only our personal psyche, but through our ancestral lineages, the fears, the trauma, and the gifts hidden in the shadow, and to even take that one step further and look at the shadow of the collective. This is when that work needs to be done. This alignment is going exact tomorrow using the mean calculation of the North Node. I resonate with the mean calculation a lot more because that matches my observed experiences. Some of you would like the true node and calculation, and astrologers will know that both calculations have their own relevances. So really, with Jupiter squaring the nodes exactly, what we are seeing is this opportunity to go deeply into places that we collectively have wanted to sweep under the carpet. And where do we go with this information? We take it into the North Node in Leo. Rather than trying to collect tribes, groups, people with similar ideologies and ideas, this is the time for leadership to step up. When we do not necessarily look deeply into our ideas surrounding our energy, our sexuality, our intimacy and intensity, our capacity for leadership, even if it is expressed, gets thwarted or sent in the wrong direction. Look at the politics of the world right now. That is exactly what is happening. This is where we really need to dig deep into our motivations as to what makes us tick, what makes us regenerate ourselves, and to use this energy to lead, to create new directions for growth, creative expressions, and ultimately joy in the world. This is what this alignment is about, and frankly, I don't see it talked about enough. I'm just saying full moon, supermoon everywhere. And come on, the moon is not even in Cancer yet. This has been going on for the past week, and it really needs a lot more focus and engagement than it is receiving. And I'm not surprised. Scorpio likes to sweep things under the carpet. Don't let it. Now, what we're also going to be seeing is, as Jupiter squares the South Node in Aquarius, we're going to be seeing a lot of people drumming the song of the tribes and wanting to come together and, sharing the same ideologies, the same constructs. It's really that vibration of groupthink that's also coming up. This is not where we need to be going right now in our evolutionary process and cycle. This is where we, as a collective, need to step up to our individual definitions of leadership. March to your own drum. Find your own way forward. As I've said in the previous video, this is the way we find tribes. Wanting everyone to drink from the same pitcher of Kool-Aid is not going to do it. The universe made all of us unique for a reason. We all do not need to be thinking the same way, seeing the world the same way for us to actually go forward. That will create a nasty shadow of its own. Now, not all shadow is nasty. Some of it is really beautiful once you process it. But we do not, unless we actually engage with Jupiter and the nodes head on, we're not going to reap the benefits of this. As a personal practice, I would say this is a time for you to get uncomfortable. I mean, this is something I've seen a lot in the US, and I think this is why I am very unlikely to make this a second home in the future. I see so many people here attached to being comfortable. That's not what spiritual work is about. It is about finding your, finding your connection with spirit in a way that goes beyond the mind and beyond what the mind understands as comfort in the first place, which is not a message people like. But if you've been on the spiritual pathway any significant duration of time, you know it's true. This is where we need to look in the mirror and confront those things that we don't want to see, whether it's in ourselves or in our families, or in the groups of people that we identify with and associate with, be it on Facebook or whatever. This is the time for truth telling. Now, as much as I respect the lunation that is coming up, really, honey, this is a full moon. It's important, it's a supermoon, yes, but this particular alignment of Jupiter squaring the nodes has not happened in the past 100 years as far as I can tell. And if it has, it still makes it a very, very rare alignment, because really I couldn't find any information of this. Look at your finances. Look at what is bubbling up under the belly of the subconscious right now, and focus on that, because this is the time you take all of that SHIT and you turn it into gold, or you set the steps for yourself to do so. Some of you who've lived long enough to remember may see certain themes coming up from late 1970 playing themselves out again right now, as Jupiter was squared the nodes then, but the node was in Aquarius. Now the North Node is in Leo. That's the only difference. So really, yeah, and yes, I know my shirt's flecky. I've just been making pancakes. I'm recovering from my accident, fine, healing, none of this weird shock trauma, whatever everyone's been trying to make me afraid of. And that's another thing. Know that a lot of the stuff that's going to get projected onto you right now has got nothing to do with you. There's a lot of collective fear going about, and people are going to try to locate it on you, especially if you're not buying into it. Stay sharp, stay clear, know what is yours and know what is the other person's. Now, I know this is going to rattle cages and make people feel uncomfortable, but damn it, that is what the skies want us to do right now. So let's pay attention and unearth what needs unearthing. Be honest with yourself, come into alignment with who you are and what you are, and look at the parts of yourself that you have not wanted to look at. This is where growth is going to take place right now. And when the full moon actually arrives, enjoy the full moon when it comes. This work that we are doing now, given that I've done the from wee moon, it's this wonderful astrological calendar. I did the 12 sign vignettes on what's coming up in the year ahead. Having studied 2018, I know that the work we are doing right now sets the stage for the next 365 days. There's going to be so much of activity going on in the fixed signs. It's crazy. So pay attention, write stuff down, look at the things you don't want to look at, because if you do it now, you will save yourself a lot of heartache and grief in the year that comes ahead. You might even find the rewards a lot faster. Take care. Cha-cha and God is blessed. Bye.